Everybody, hi, it's Diane Potter here. If you're coming back, thank you. I'm honored. If you've been here before, um, keep coming back. So we'll start with 5 grounding breaths. You can be on your toes, or you can have your feet flat on the ground. Stretch the tops of your feet. Just breathe. Make sure that each exhale is longer than the inhale. When you're ready, slide your hips over to the left of your feet and bring your right arm over your head. Over your ear. It's your left arm over your ear, and you're switching. Now it's your right arm, and you're sitting to the right of your feet. Stretch your arm over your head. Breathe into the side body. And then we're going to take child's pose. Just surrender into the mat. Maybe walk your hands over to the left. Put your right hand on your left hand. Make sure you're grounding your hips on your heels. Breathe. And the other way, take your right hand on your left. Breathe into your whole side body all the way to your right hip. Left hip, sorry. Straight back. All fours, shifting over your wrists. Maybe your wrists are pointed out. Now point your wrists to fingers towards you. Now on the toes, you're getting a stretch for your feet and your wrists, and breathe. And then come back to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Clasp your elbows and relax your head completely. Your neck and your head are just dangling. Take your right hand, put it on the ground, left hand to the ceiling, and rotate it. Sorry, that's your right hand. Open and stretch. Open, close, open, close. That's my right hand. Open and close with my right hand. And then down to the ground. My left hand reaches to the ceiling, making circles with my left wrist. And circles the opposite way. Open, closing the left wrist, maybe bending the left knee. And then bring both hands down. Clasp your hands behind your back. Reach away from your back. Reach your body towards your legs. Reach your tailbone to the ceiling. Breathe. Half back, flat back up, and walk yourself up to the top of your mat. Your hands are walking to the top of your mat. You're in plank. Shift back and forth on plank again, warming up your wrists. And side to side on your wrists. Pull your belly in, squeeze your butt. Hands out to the sides of the mat. Rock back and forth. Now take chaturanga. Halfway, looking forward, straight forward. Squeeze your elbows into your side body. Breathe, exhale. Half, all the way down. Tense your fingers. Bend your right knee. Bring your right foot out behind you for the shoulder stretch. Your right arm is coming right out of your right shoulder, so you have a deep stretch. And then take your right hand and clasp your left foot. And like you have a scorpion tail pose. Your left hand can be in front of you, behind you. Now take your opposite foot. Stretch your left hand straight out from your wrist behind you. And then clasp your foot for scorpion tail. And your right hand can be in front of you or behind you. You just make sure you're just keep reaching your head back for that scorpion back. And then, because it's cobra, up on your fingertips. Press your hands, and then maybe you can walk your hands out, osculate the cobra, right shoulder down, look up, chest lifts through your arms, head reaches back. And then exhale, left shoulder down, look up, chin up, and then push into a shoulder, reach your chest through, all fours towards downward facing dog. Breathe. Walk your hands back to your feet. Look up halfway, breathe in. Clasp your toes, exhale. Fold over your legs, reach your shoulder blades down your spine, bend your elbows, pull your body close to you. Slight bend in the knees will take the work out of your joints and put it into your muscles. Keep breathing in this pose. Look up halfway, reach. Push your hips, push your hands into your hips. Imagine a self-adjustment, or you can put the weight of your hands into your, and push them down into the ground. You feel a real opening through the entire lower back sacrum. Just roll up one vertebra at a time and inhale all the way up. Clasp your right hand with your left and reach over towards the left side. Maybe open your chest a little, bring your shoulder back a little, bring your right hip forward a little, and then look at the ceiling. Take your right hand with your left and reach over your head. Bring your right shoulder back, left hip a little forward, and then fold over both legs. Fold over and walk to the top of the mat with your hands and plank. Hold plank and breathe. Squeeze your arms together or towards each other. Chin up, look up halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up dog. Chest through. Lift your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Chin up. And then roll down, forehead on the mat. Oscillating cobra. No, it is scorpion tail right away. So the right hand clasps your left foot. And then you're going to do a little wild thing. It's kind of a helicopter move, so you're just going back where you came from, to the floor. Right knee bends, reach behind, clasp the right foot with your left hand for scorpion tail. Release the foot and press into the left hand, reach around, and then reach up with the right hand for fallen star, right arm over your head, and then reach back for a helicopter to the floor to cobra. Breathe in. Press into a plank pose. Downward facing dog, walking your hands to your feet. This time, look up halfway. Take your feet all the way up to your wrists and bend your knees as much as you need to accomplish this. And you rest your chest and your belly on your legs perfectly fine. Working your legs towards straight. Just keep lifting your hips, your tailbone to the ceiling. You get the stretch in the lower back hip area. Yeah, light bend in the knees will take it out of the joints and into the muscle. And then walk your hands forward into the plank pose. Or half. Breathe. 3. Up into an up dog. Heart lifts. Roll to one side of your hip, stretching the side body. And back to cobra, back to the other hip, stretching the side body. So switching hips. Back to cobra pose. Roll down. Tense your hands out in a T. Bend your right leg. Grasp your left leg. Grasp your left foot in your right hand. Scorpion tail. And then reach into your left hand and come up into a fallen star pose. Switch ankles and take wild thing from behind. So now you're on your right hand. Left hand reaches up. And your left arm binds with your left knee and you fold over your right leg. So your left forearm is reaching around. Okay. Your right hand and left. Now stretch your your right hand out and grab your left foot with your right hand and then push off your left hand. Circle your left hand around, plant it and do a fallen star. Plant both hands and then flip the dog. Do a wild thing. And then straighten the left leg and reach around the right leg. Clasp your hands behind for Marjasana C. Breathe. Awesome shoulder stretch. Awesome hamstring stretch. Getting a little bit of helicopter again to a cobra. Downward facing dog. Right leg reaches to the sky. Bend the right knee. Make circles with your right knee. And go the other way. Big circles. Really lubricating the hip joint. Right knee steps right outside your right hand. Can shift back and forth. Think up dog with your up body to take the lunge pose. Make some space. Shifting side to side. Breathe in. Clasp around and reach for your right foot. And left foot with your right hand. Chin to the ceiling. Heart reaches forward. Fold over the straight right leg. And this is half Hanumanasana. Toes pointed up. And then shift into a lizard lunge. Lift the back leg. Straighten the leg out. The back leg. Stay in lizard lunge and breathe into the space you're creating in the hip flexors. Such an energizing stretch. Back to plank. Chin forward, lower half. Up dog. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your butt. Down dog. Walk. Step your left foot to the ceiling. Then make circles with the left knee. And just bring this left knee straight to the ceiling. Try to keep your shoulders level here, getting the stretch up to the mid-back. Knee outside of your hand. Foot outside of your hand, I should say. You're into a lunge here. Shifting side to side to create space in your psoas, hip flexors, hamstrings, back hamstrings, stretch, fold over the straight right leg. Sorry, left leg is straight. Fold over the left straight leg. And bend the left knee and grab hold of the right foot with the left hand. Lift your chin and heart to the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Make a shelf for your heart and be brave. Let your head fall back. And twist your body around to the front, inside of the foot for a lizard lunge. Elbows could be on the floor, hands could be on the floor, whatever suits you. Keep reaching the back of the right leg up. And back to plank, downward facing dog. Now shift, roll through your vertebra of your spine to plank, and then bring your hips back to down dog. Roll through each vertebra, starting on your tiptoes. Lift your hips and let it cause a ripple up your spine. Plank, half plank hold. Up dog, breathe. Bend the right leg, put it behind you. Right hand down, left arm over your head for fallen star. Press into the right hand, left foot, fall down, bend over your left leg, Upavishta Konasana, side stretch. Right arm reaches behind for fallen star, left arm over your head. And then roll all the way around for a wild thing. Your knee comes all the way around your body, behind your foot lands behind you. And you're going to do a three-legged plank, then bend the left leg. Grab the left foot. press into the left hand, and then the right hand, and then come into a fallen star. Stretch into Upavishta Konasana, find the center, fold, breathe. Right hand behind you, lift your hips up for wild thing. Plant your hands and roll your right knee for it's an IT band stretch. Your right foot goes all the way across to your left. Sorry, your left foot goes to across. Your left foot is across the mat. And you can rest, or you can, even if you can't get your hips on the ground and you're holding the stretch on your hands, you're making progress and you're stretching your IT band, and that's what you want. And just if you can, reach forward, and if your hips are on a block, that's perfectly fine. Fold over the legs for a breath or two. Back to a plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, bend one knee at a time. Shift your hips to the left and to the right. Shift the hips all the way to the floor. Bend the left knee and take a twist against it, and then opposite twist. Bring both of your feet together for seated goddess pose. Fold over the knees, cobbler pose if you like. Breathe. Reach behind you and then take a downward facing dog. Right leg sweeps the sky, knee is bent. Right knee to your nose. Right knee drops to the floor, back to your nose. Taps the floor, back to your nose. Taps the floor. Stretch it out to behind you. Left arm comes over your ear. And take gate pose, right arm over your ear. Now walk your hands straight in front between your legs, dissect, pull your hips back behind you. If you're going to take a twist, take your right hand under, clasp hold of your left ankle, and then reach everything to the front of the mat, knee to your nose, to the ceiling, three-legged dog, and opposite side, three-legged dog, bend the knee, right knee down, touches the floor, right knee up, taps the floor, taps your nose, chest to the floor, kneel down, take it behind you, right arm over your head, come up into a gate pose on the straight right leg, and the left leg is bent. Breathing. Exhale, and then inhale, come to the center, walk your hips back towards your heel, walk your arms, chest forward, take a twist pose where you grab the left hand to the right stretched out ankle. Unwind out of this to forward to plank. Shift up, forward and back over your wrists and plank. Drop half and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Up dog. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your heart, lift your chin. Breathe in. Take a couple of cat-cows, oscillating cat-cows to child's pose. Oh, here we go. We're going to take a camel pose. So, kneeling down, hands above your hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your butt tight. Lift your heart. Lift your chest. And take this back bend. If you want, you can grab your ankles behind you, one at a time maybe. You can take one arm over your head and reach around. Keep lifting your heart, squeezing your hips forward, pulling your belly in. Opening your heart, you can come into prayer and breathe. Slowly lower to your hips to your heels. You can stretch out your hands, your wrists by pointing your fingers up and letting them fall down the sides of your thighs as you stretch out the tops of your feet under your hips. Now, it's kind of like a half frog, half child's pose. I mean, more like a frog actually, but the feet are actually coming towards each other, I think, which is easier, less stressful. So in frog pose, you want to try to shift hips back. It is a bit of a cheat to shift your hips forward, but you really gotta find your edge and your balance there and breathe into it and surrender into it, knowing that this is good work for the inner thighs and the heart opening aspects of it. Get your chin to the floor and surrender. Surrender into the hands of love. As long as you're breathing, you're doing yoga. I'm onto my elbows again. You can just rest your head, let your head fall onto your wrists if you feel. You feel wherever you need to be in this pose is exactly where you're supposed to be. And then I'm just going to take a child's pose on my toes to stretch out my feet. So my toes are bent and on the floor, my feet are straight up, supporting my hips. Breathe. I'm going to go for handstand. Clasp your elbows to put the back of your head in. Make sure you're really pressing into your forearms as you bring your knees into your chest. And then just bring your knees over your hips, straighten your legs. So I think that tripod is the easiest way to get into it. Just approach it with a playful heart. Really you're only putting about 30% of your body weight into your head. Everything is, your shoulders are working pretty hard. Core is working as you lower your legs together to the floor. And I like to grab it to release the neck, roll over to the top of your head. And then I want you to grab some blocks. Okay, so we're going to do a supported. First things first with puppy pose, you might want to just line up your hips over your knees, forehead to the mat. As you open your armpits, back down the mat, open your armpits to the mat, tense your fingers out, create some space. Your shoulder blades are working kind of towards each other, sliding down your spine a bit. Just keep lifting your tailbone, reaching your chest towards the ground. Reaching your chest towards the ground, your body opens. The tenting of the fingertips will give you a little bit more space. Press into your elbows and come up into a Sphinx pose. You can stay here if you like on your elbows. If you like more support, you could take your elbows into blocks, a little bit more, I should say more depth in the, create more space in your side body for Sphinx pose with blocks under your elbows and forearms. Just breathe, press into your elbows, walk into a cow on the blocks, even on your fingertips underneath your shoulders. Take the angry cat, and then your hands are on your blocks, on fingertips, chest down, head down. Breathe. Great. You might not get the chin on the ground, and it's okay if it's not there. You're creating space. Opening your heart. Back bend here. Walk your hands under your shoulders and around your back for angry cat. Push your heart through your spine. I'm setting up again, this time 2 blocks, 2 elbows on the blocks for Sphinx pose. Really press your elbows down into the mat. Reach the crown of your head up. Reach your chest through. Squeeze your butt if you want to feel the difference that makes in elongating the spine. Breathe. Just press your elbows into the mat, into the blocks. Elbows on the blocks, hands in prayer, or interlace your fingers and come down, maybe be in prayer or interlaced, doesn't matter. You could have your hands straight in front of you. Your elbows are resting on the blocks, medium height or tall height or double stacked. Whatever you want to do. Just reach your chest towards the floor. It won't touch. You're just really opening up and creating space for your back. And your heart is opening. Elbows on the mat, on the blocks as you come into another assisted Sphinx pose. So really feel like all the core muscles, all the stomach muscles kind of open in that pose. Elbows stay on the blocks. Hands come over your head. Come into a puppy stretch. Overstretch for the puppy. Breathe. Supported. As long as you're feeling supported and safe and you're breathing, you're doing yoga. Walk your knees towards the blocks. Remove the blocks. Ready for more back bends. Hips forward. Press your hips forward with your hands and reach your head back. And then fold forward into a plank pose. Hold plank. Lift the backs of your legs to the ceiling. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your arms towards each other. Heels of your hands towards your toes. Toes towards your heel of your hands. It's okay to rock. It's good to rock. You're on your hands. Up, half plank. Chaturanga. Look up. Up dog. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And shift your hips to one side, to another side. Come to elbows, press up and down dog. Bend and straighten your elbows to the floor and bend them and down. Straighten, bend. Straighten, bend, clasp your hands. We'll do, I'm not sure. Oh, I guess we're going to do a forearm stand. Walk your feet in close to your hands. Really press your elbows into the mat. Dolphin pose. Jump between your hands. Halfway lift. Fold over your legs. Let it go. Inhale all the way up. Top of the inhale. Lift your heart, squeeze your arm, let your shoulders open your heart. Look at your hands, keep breathing in. Right knee comes up, stork pose, take a Shiva twist, look over your right shoulder, and then open up to the tree pose. Right knee is bent. And then take from tree to Ardha Chandrasana. No. So right leg is up for half moon pose. Breathe so you can find the balance. And then take a standing split. Right leg is reaching up. Standing split. Bend the right leg. Clasp hold of the outer edge of the foot and bring it into a baby grasshopper. So your right elbow is bent down. Like chaturanga arms kind of. Sit down, take a seat. And left leg arm goes all the way around. Open up into a wild thing. Take wild thing. And then drop your hips. Spiral around. Right hand plants. Left hand plants. Right knee to your nose. Three-legged down dog. To the ceiling. Step your right leg through. Step your left leg through. Look up halfway. Fold over your legs. Want to be in the middle of the mat, I get it. And come all the way up, breathe in. Left leg reaches up. Take Shiva twist, holding on to the outer edge of the left knee with your right hand. Left knee comes into a tree pose. Look at the sky. Look at this. If you find your balance, look up and breathe. take half moon Ardha Chandrasana from tree pose. So right hand is on the ground. And right foot is lifting up. Or maybe it's twisted. I can't tell my legs from that outfit. Folding over the leg into standing split. Clasp the left foot with my right hand for baby grasshopper. Bending the right elbow, lower down, baby grasshopper to Upavishta Konasana. Fold over the legs. Breathe. Surrender. Creating space. Getting into the fascia. Let's pause. Come on up, bring your feet together for goddess pose. Rest in goddess pose, fold over your legs. I'm going to end this pose just with the feet up the couch or the chair, or if you have a chair or a wall. And this practice in the Shavasana. This is a really good way to release the lower back, is to have your feet up against the wall. Just let go completely.